The Passing Away of Bapu, Nayantara Sehgal. Biographical sketch of the author. Nayantara Sehgal is one of the first female Indian writers in English to receive wide recognition. She is a member of the Nehru-Gandhi family, the second of the three daughters born to Jawaharlal Nehru's sister, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. Her notable works are The Day in Shadow in 1971, A Situation in New Delhi, Rich Like Us, Plans for Departure, Recognition. Recognition. The Passing Away of Bapu. Introduction to the text. The text is an excerpt from Chapter 12 of the author's memoir named Prison and Chocolate Cake, published in 1954. The text recounts the assassination of Gandhiji and his funeral, and how people of India reacted to the news of their beloved Bapu's death. Excerpt. Excerpt. Memoir. Memoir. Introduction. Assassination. Assassination. To the text. Summary. Nayantara Sehgal was having tea at home when an urgent phone call summoned her to Birla House on 30th January 1948. In a state of shock, she reached there to find Gandhiji lying on his deathbed, surrounded by his relatives and followers. A huge number of people had gathered around the house, who had to be calmed with the assurance that they would be allowed to see their beloved leader. As the sense of shock subsided, the uncanny silence gave place to anxiety and helplessness. They clamored wildly, whimpering, shouting and crying. Thousands walked in the funeral procession. Gandhiji was laid in an open truck and covered with flowers. People jostled with each other to touch his feet. Jostled. Jostled. Summary. Whimpering. Whimpering. Clamored. Clamored. Nayantara said, uncanny. Uncanny. Subsided. Subsided. Was having tea at home. Assurance. Assurance. Home, when an urgent phone call, they had walked with Gandhiji in his great historical movements. Hence, this last walk was specially significant. Bapu's slight figure had walked, staff in hand, over a large part of India. After some days, Gandhiji's ashes were taken to Allahabad to be immersed in the Ganges by a special train decked with flowers. Gandhiji's presence could be felt by his followers amidst the flowers and bhajans. A sense of loss and helplessness overcame the author as she returned to Delhi with the others. The account ends with a note of optimism, as the sense of national pride and responsibility in the author's mind revives. The author hopes that Gandhiji's legacy will be immortal through the works of the young generation of India. Legacy. Legacy. The revives. Revives. Had walked. Optimism. Optimism. With Gandhiji. Decked. Decked. In his great stuff. Stuff. Historical movements. Hence, central idea. The central idea of the text is the grief and shock that the entire nation felt at the sudden death of Gandhiji. The reaction of the public shows what great effect Gandhiji's magnetic personality had over the people of India. The account is pervaded by the author's personal sense of loss, anxiety, and helplessness, which becomes universal as it finds its echoes in the minds of the masses of India. The significance of walking with Gandhiji is realized yet again in the funeral procession. However, death can never be the end of such a great personality. His death-defying presence is brought back to life as India, under his able leadership, was rising with Gandhian ideals. The young, strong, and proud generation to carry his legacy forward. Anxiety. Anxiety. Words we learned today. Multiple choice questions. Some of your answers are correct, but some of your answers are incorrect. Click True for true statements and False for false statements. Some of your answers are correct, but some of your answers are incorrect. Complete the following sentences with information from the text. Narrative questions and answers. To know the answer, click Yes. Else, click No. Do as directed. To know the answer, click Yes. Else, click No. Split the following sentences. To know the answer, click yes. Else, click no.